When it comes to the greatest players in sports history, debates rage on endlessly, but in the NFL, on defense, one name stands apart as the clear GOAT, Lawrence Taylor. His story isn't just about dominance, it's about revolutionizing the game, shaking the very foundation of football as we know it. From his explosive entrance onto the field to the lasting impact he left on the sport, Taylor changed everything. Whether you're a diehard fan or new to football, understanding his journey means seeing how a single player can rewrite what greatness really means. This is the story of the man who didn't just play defense, he reinvented it. Early life and introduction to football. Lawrence Taylor grew up in Williamsburg, Virginia, as the oldest of 3 sons, with a father who worked as a dispatcher and a mother who was a school teacher. As a kid, LT was known as a troublemaker, so his family introduced him to sports to keep him out of trouble, but his first sport wasn't football. Instead, he started as a baseball catcher. Interestingly, Taylor didn't play football until he was 15 years old, when he attended Lafayette High School. He was so big that his football coach recruited him straight out of the hallway. At first, most of his season was spent on the bench. But 5 games in, he blocked a punt that helped Lafayette win the game. From that moment on, his coach knew LT had star potential. However, because he started football late, he wasn't heavily recruited by colleges. One school took a chance on him, the University of North Carolina. This chance would become one of the best decisions in their program's history. College career and rising stardom. At the University of North Carolina, Lawrence Taylor actually started out as a defensive lineman, but he didn't really hit his stride until his junior season, when he was moved to his natural position of outside linebacker. He racked up 5 sacks, caused an eye-opening 7 forced fumbles, and even intercepted a pass, showing all the signs of being an elite defensive player, with so much room to grow. Prior to his senior year, his head coach Dick Crum said, "When Taylor has his mind on business, he's as good as there is." I'm talking about everybody in the country now. He is that talented, but he's got to stay mentally ready every Saturday. As a coach, we can help him get there, but in the end, he has to develop that intensity himself. If he does, he's going to be a great one. Taylor seemed to have his mind on his business during his senior season, racking up 69 tackles, 22 tackles for loss, forcing 3 fumbles, and having 16 sacks. His 16 sacks set a still-standing school record for the most in a season, but it wasn't just individual success for Taylor. That season, the Tar Heels went 11-1, winning the ACC championship and were ranked 10th in the final AP ranking. LT was named a unanimous first-team All-American for his efforts, as he led the unit that finished 8th nationally in scoring defense and 11th in total defense. Taylor was also named ACC Player of the Year, becoming only the 4th defensive player since 1953 to win the award. Lawrence's play was described by his coaches with 2 words, reckless and aggressive, but that's what made him so special. He had no regard for his body or anyone else's, putting everything on the line every single snap. His ability to take over games from the defensive side of the ball made him one of the best defensive prospects of all time, going into the 1981 NFL Draft. The 1981 NFL Draft, an immediate impact. Despite 26 of the 28 GMs in the NFL at the time saying that if they had the first pick, they would choose Lawrence Taylor, the New Orleans Saints stunned everyone by taking running back George Rogers with the first pick instead, leaving the New York Giants to make one of the most important draft choices in their history by selecting Taylor 2nd overall. From his very first training camp practice with the Giants, Taylor made an immediate impression, moving from the 3rd-team defense to the first team before practice was even over. The rest of the NFL quickly realized what the Giants had seen all summer, the arrival of a game-changing defensive talent. During his rookie season, Taylor set the league on fire, being his very own blitz package. Unlike before, when blitzing linebackers were an afterthought, Taylor combined superhuman physicality with elite pass rush moves to blow past blockers with ease. This unprecedented ability led to the greatest rookie season ever seen from a defensive player. Although tackles weren't officially recorded until after his career ended, Taylor's official stats spoke volumes. 9.5 sacks, an interception, and a fumble recovery that earned him both NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year honors. Remarkably, he became the first rookie in NFL history to win an Offensive or Defensive Player of the Year award, a feat that has never been repeated. He was also named first-team All-Pro that season, setting the stage for what would be an astounding career, revolutionizing defense and game strategy. Taylor's aggressive style, paired with superhuman physicality and elite pass rush moves, forced offenses across the NFL to completely rethink their strategies, fundamentally changing the way defense was played. Before Taylor, blitzing linebackers were mostly an afterthought, easily dealt with by keeping a running back in to absorb extra pressure. But once Taylor came on the scene, he became essentially his own blitz package, blowing past blockers with unmatched speed and power, something no defense had seen up until then. This changed the entire dynamic of the game, because suddenly pressuring the quarterback was not just a matter of raw talent, it became the core of defensive strategy. The rise of the passing game in the early 80s meant that protecting the quarterback's blind side was more important than ever. Taylor exploited this, frequently lining up on that blind side, wreaking havoc and inspiring teams to prioritize that position like never before. Blocking schemes evolved, new offensive tactics were designed specifically to neutralize LT, including double teams and chip blocks. Yet despite all these efforts, Taylor remained dominant, showing an unprecedented ability to adapt and overcome challenges. His impact was so profound, the league's total passing attempts outpaced rushing attempts for the first time, marking a shift in NFL dynamics directly tied to his influence. Lawrence Taylor didn't just play defense. He redefined what defense meant in the modern NFL, turning the linebacker role into a strategic weapon and forever altering both offensive and defensive playbooks across the league. Challenges and controversies. Taylor's career wasn't without its struggles. Under a new coach, he faced role changes that sparked friction and off-field issues, including substance abuse suspensions, added turbulence. Yet each time, he returned with renewed determination, showcasing resilience amid adversity. When Bill Parcells replaced Ray Perkins as head coach, Parcells moved Taylor from outside linebacker to inside linebacker, a shift that reduced his pass rush opportunities and caused tension between player and coach. Taylor described feeling like he couldn't do nothing right under Parcells' scrutiny. Despite personal frustrations, Taylor still finished the season with 9 sacks and became the first player to be selected first-team All-Pro at 2 positions in the same year. Off the field, Taylor accepted a $1 million interest-free loan from Donald Trump to play in the USFL, a decision he quickly regretted as the Giants intervened to buy out the deal and offer him a lucrative contract. The latter part of his career was marred by various setbacks, including injuries, suspensions, and strikes. Notably, in 1988, Taylor was suspended for 30 days due to a second substance abuse violation, prompting him to check into rehab. Upon his return, he played like he never left, including an iconic performance while playing through a torn pectoral muscle. These challenges tested Taylor's commitment and focus, but they never diminished his impact on the field. His resilience highlighted a complex figure, a dominant athlete battling personal demons while shaping the future of defensive football. Peak performance and Hall of Fame career. 1986 marked Taylor's greatest season, recording 20.5 sacks, earning his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year award. His dominant play led the Giants to a 14-2 record, the best in franchise history for a 16-game season. Even as teams used chip blocks, double teams, and specific schemes to try and stop him, nothing worked. He ended the year with yet another Defensive Player of the Year award, making him one of only 3 players in history to win it 3 times alongside legends like J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald. Not only did he win Defensive Player of the Year, he also claimed the league MVP, becoming one of just 2 defensive players ever to earn that honor, and the first to win it unanimously. The Giants rode his MVP season all the way to Super Bowl 21, where they defeated the Denver Broncos, winning their first Lombardi trophy in franchise history. Prior to the Super Bowl victory, they held their opponents to just 3 points in the divisional round. then shut out Washington in the conference championship, powered by a legendary defense led by Taylor. Despite challenges over the remainder of his career, Taylor finished with 8 first-team All-Pro nominations, tied for most ever by a defensive player, and entered the Hall of Fame easily in his first year of eligibility. His impact was acknowledged by football icons like John Madden, who said Taylor changed the way defense is played, redefined pass rushing, and altered how linebackers and offenses approach the game. Taylor's peak performance and legacy cement him not just as a great player, but as a transformative figure in NFL history. Legacy and impact on football. More than stats, Lawrence Taylor transformed football itself. Coaches like John Madden credit him with reshaping defense and pass rushing techniques. His fierce style changed how linebackers play and how offenses build their lines. Even years after retiring, his influence resonates throughout the NFL. Taylor was the first great pass rusher to consistently line up on the quarterback's blind side, and after seeing the damage that could be caused by not protecting it, the blindside tackle spot became a premium position, with teams placing their more talented linemen there. His aggressive, relentless approach forced offenses to rethink protections, shifting defensive strategies league-wide. Bill Belichick, who coached Taylor as the Giants' defensive coordinator, said, "I had the honor of coaching the greatest defensive football player in the history of the game." Taylor not only changed how defense was played, but also made an indelible mark on how coaches build their game plans. His legacy is one of innovation and impact, affecting generations of players who followed. Today, the position of outside linebacker, especially on the edge, remains one of the most dynamic and crucial spots on any defense, a testament to the path Taylor carved. When reflecting on his career, it's clear he didn't just set records. He rewrote the playbook, forever changing the NFL landscape in ways that still echo today. Lawrence Taylor wasn't just the greatest defensive player of his era. He rewrote the rules of the game, challenging how defense and pass rushing were viewed forever. Starting football late didn't stop him from becoming a living legend, and his journey reminds us that greatness can come from unexpected places. He transformed the linebacker position, forcing offenses to innovate and protect their quarterbacks in new ways. His aggressive style and relentless passion inspired coaches and players alike, leaving a legacy that still shapes the NFL today. Remembering Taylor means appreciating more than just his stats. It means recognizing a true game changer, someone who didn't just play football, but helped redefine it. So, while debates about the GOAT will continue in other sports, in the NFL defensive world, Lawrence Taylor's name stands above all, commanding respect and admiration for decades to come.